Morning. Morning, folks. Hope you are well. Let me know if I'm coming through okay this morning. Darren, Ash, Griffey, Lamb, Omar, Silver. Hope you guys are all well. Looks to be another relatively quiet day in the market. Just a little bit of note on my personal FTMO. So morning, Martin, or evening for you. So I wrote the FTMO yesterday. If you don't know, you can freeze challenges, you can freeze verifications. I just thought from yesterday that it didn't seem that a lot would be happening this week for me. And I made the decision. Remember, I can change it within 24 hours. If I email them today and say put it back, they'll put it back tomorrow or the next day. But I just think because I've got until the... morning, James. Because I've got until the 2nd of April, now probably until the 8th of April, 9th of April, I just need to let these things digest, you know. I'm just not comfortable at the moment. Not comfortable is probably the wrong word. I don't think anything is going to set up, mainly. Doing my watch list yesterday, doing my watch list today, I think it's going to be another week for me before potential setups start to come. And as I said, I'm okay with that. You know, we are in the 1st of March. I closed out February. If I bring this down with, I think, negative 2.8, was it? Let me go up here. Negative 2.4, so 9.6 on the year. You know, I don't need to force anything. It is unfortunate with the circumstance, obviously, but, you know, I keep feeling bad for saying this, but I'm okay coming out of this market or this month on negative 2.4 with a great month, obviously, in January. So let's get into the market, shall we, and see what we've got going on. SPX, we are kind of getting that push. I actually put a little bit more money into our investment fund this week, actually yesterday, on account of here. Again, as a long-term investment, put a bit more money. I kind of liked where it was. It could actually be a trade. If you're an ABC trader, you could have actually put a bit of money there. But I do think in terms of dip buying the SPX, it's a good opportunity to do that. So irrespective if we're trading or not, you know, I think it's a good time to put a bit more funds into that long-term investment account. Remember, if you are new, 96 years, this SPX has done 10 to 11% a year, right? For me, as I said, I would like to have, this is just from a personal, if you end up having $1 million or $2 million in that SPX, it is your investment account. You can probably assume risk-free, relatively risk-free in terms of investment sense. You're making 100, 200 grand a year. That's my personal plan for, I guess, my retirement fund. So put a little bit more money into there, but I do think it still looks okay. You know, we pushed through structure here on the 4-hour. I didn't change my risk sentiment on my watch list to neutral. I do think it is neutral right now. Pushing through here, we do have this 200 to contend with, but you know, we're still technically in pullback mode if we move to the daily. We do have some moving average to attend with here, as I said, with the 200 on that 400 on that 4-hour and on this daily. For me, this area will be key here. This kind of trend anchor to the downside. Obviously, well, this area is obviously more key or more valuable, but a good indication would be if we break through this area here. And I do think we push on. You know, I know what's going on in the world, but I think right now it's possibly priced in. Sanctions are coming in, etc. But in terms of the technicals, I only talk about the technicals as I usually do. I'm still expecting some positivity. I do think this is C wave, and my personal bias or my personal hunch would be that this market rises. Now, remember, as always, this is B wave, so this is certainly key for trend continuation from that potential pullback. But you know, here would be a good sign, and obviously a break above here. If we do fall below, if we do fake out and come back down, it's an aggressive entry. Yeah, correct. Yeah, but for long-term silver, like for me, you know, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean. So if we do fail and come down, okay, maybe we continue within this channel, of which I do not think that's out of the question at all. Absolutely. Do I think sellers come in round about here, which coincides with roughly that area? Yeah, I do. But depending on whether we come up and do this or completely fail, let the market tell us. But it is, yeah, let's see. I do think we come up there. Maybe putting this on your chart if you would be a good idea right now, and watch the reaction roughly around there, because there is heavy resistance, right? There's no doubt about it. Even though I do like it to the upside of my hunch, I could be completely wrong. But we've got all these moving averages. We've got this potential sellers coming in at this area, and we've got this anchor to trend. So I think we get up there, but let's see how the market reacts around that area. Okay, dollar. Dollar is, when you look left, does it look like an important area? Let's have a look, Martin. Does it look like an important area? Not particularly, no. Not particularly, no. It's kind of difficult to say where is the market going to respect right now. You know, I always like to look at recent price action. I mean, not all the way, obviously not talking about all the way back, but you know, if I'm looking here and I see these tags at this areas, right? So here, we've kind of blown through at this section, but we have a tag here and we have a tag here. So at the moment, this is what I would consider our key area, which coincides with B wave, right? So this is where we use our anchors, right? Because we do have an anchor here, albeit we have respected it. We do have a little bit of an area there. It's kind of hard to tell. So for me, just to keep things a bit more simple, I'll say, right, we've got the anchor here from our downtrending environment. And this, for me, from experience and what I look for, probably is key, but not as key as this area, which is quite, you know, we know our ABCs, right? And if we're considering this B wave, we know it's key. So we'll see, Martin. We'll see. It doesn't look like an absolutely key area, but I think there'll be resistance there, basically, is what I'm saying. Dollar. Okay, dollar doesn't look very nice on this daily, does it? But no worries, mate. What do we think about the dollar? What do we think about the dollar? I mean, this is what I mean, guys. Sometimes as you come in, you're thinking, what are we thinking about this? You know, we're closing our gap now. This gap from here, we've almost kind of fully closed it. Could we be getting it's not really a complex corrective. It's not very nice, but we do have this big basing structure. So I think on the daily, for me, bias has still got to be to the upside. Possibly we get a 20-period catch-up here for our possible cut with handle, something like this for continuation to the upside in the dollar. That would make sense to me. I think that would make sense for me fundamentally and technically, again, just from a personal standpoint. From a technical perspective, if we do get something like this, correction through time or correction through price, creating our cut with handle, possibly coming down to this trend line for continuation to the upside. I still think that is my bias. I just don't particularly like what's happening on this 4-hour. I don't. You know, I certainly don't like this price action here. It needs to, again, we need this dust to settle a little bit, because in terms of what we look for, there's nothing there that's telling us, well, what are we doing here? Where does the market want to go? We don't know just yet. We don't have any indication that it wants to continue to rise right now. You know, if anything, it looks more weak, but, you know, possibly we come down here and actually tag this gap, and then you might get buyers coming back in. So I think overall bias would be to the upside, but I might just have to sit on the fence, guys. You know, let's see how the market reacts around here. It does certainly look a bit more bearish than bullish at the moment. If we go down to smaller time frames, maybe neckline in there. Move down. Possibly that. It's hard to say, guys. It's hard to say. It does look more bearish on smaller time frames. Let's say for today, because I'll only talk about today because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm expecting a little bit of possibly bearish action, maybe some rangy price action around there, and then wait for the market to tell you that it may want to move up. But longer term, a week, 2 weeks, I'm expecting a bit more positivity for the dollar, depending on how it goes. You know, every day can be different, but let's see. Again, wait for the market, your RTE, reason to enter, reason to buy the dollar, reason to sell the dollar, and this is what using the DXY is good for. So, yeah, keep an eye on it. I just think a bit more negativity before we get positivity. Okay, watch this today. Morning, Fonny. Firstly, Aussie Swiss is still potentially setting up. Let me know if you guys want me to look at anything. I know, Silver, you put one in. I'll look at that as well. So this is still setting up. I'm still considering this breaking through right now because of we've had that gap. We did have our inside bar yesterday, which is technically a bullish sign because of this previous bar. Actually, I'll just go through that in a second. I'll go through that now. So if you don't know what inside bars are, you usually see them on the daily chart, or actually most of the time you see them very small time frames. But if we see them on the daily chart, sorry, it kind of looks like this, where you get a bar in between the body of our previous candle. Now it's usually a bullish or bearish sign depending on what the preceding is that the right one? Preceding candle was. So we've got a bullish candle here, an inside bar theoretically dictates this is a bullish sign. Got a bearish candle, inside bar, technically, if it doesn't matter if this is green or red, technically this is a bearish sign because our initial candle is red, which is bearish. Right, so a little theory there on inside bars. So I'm still considering this breaking. Obviously, depending on what happens with that 200, we'll have to wait and see. Ideally, we come and tag it, come back and retest. Still got a bit of time to go, but Aussie Swiss still looking at that breakout retest for movement or continuation to the upside. If it does fail on account of what we're getting on this 4 hour, i.e. we've just closed our gap from yesterday to come back down, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But either way, we are not in the trade right now. So Aussie Swiss potential daily movement to the upside. USD yen doesn't look as good today. I was umming and ahhing. I didn't really like this aggressive entry on USD yen. I think it's something I'll remember for the future that, you know, this is simply, in simple forms, too big of a catalyst for me to take. The risk reward there just wasn't great. So I'm expecting this to get stopped out, but, you know, that's again, doesn't matter, it's not real money. I'm still looking for this to move up. We could be getting our ABC 1-2 potentially before it pushes. But again, got a little bit of time before we break out to the upside on USD yen. Possible evening star here. Volume signature isn't great for bearish action, but let's wait and see on what happens with USD yen. Euro pound, I do like. Euro pound is probably my favorite out of them all right now. Actually, you asked about euro pound, didn't you, Silver? Euro pound 30-minute setup. So you're looking for a break underneath here. I did actually look at this morning. So we've got our initial touch here. Remember, what does the euro like? A climactic fake out to the downside. It does like that quite a lot of times in normal environments, whether they likes it here or not, we have to wait and see. You know, look at this climactic, boom. That's not really climactic, but you know, it has these kind of movements. So if you get a double V reversal here, I would add that to my list. I know we've not closed the gap, but it doesn't seem like this market wants to. The reason why I don't think this one has to, possibly, is because of this daily chart. You know, it looks a little bit better on this daily in terms of movement to the downside. So if you get that, then silver, I would agree with it. I like where it is on the 4 hour, right? As I said, this doesn't look like it's going to get up there, does it? It may do, but it just doesn't look like it is. We've got some wicks to the upside here, decent pullback. The daily looks okay, you know, in this kind of corrective from this bigger move down. You know, possibly fake out there. We've tagged this area again of major, or not major, of a recent resistance zone. We're underneath these moving averages here. Price action does look quite bearish yesterday, but we're getting some positive movement today. So if it does do that, silver, I like it. I do like it. And I think it would be a good entry. You know, if we get what we want here, you know, in terms of a daily breakout, yeah, it could be a good entry in there. So I agree with the bias. Just needs to set up properly, but I like that. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if any pushes are sold into in this euro pound personally, because the power of the trend is you know, going against buying the pound, selling the euro in this circumstance. So yeah, I like it. I like where it is. And another good thing about this, if it breaks below, what are we breaking underneath? We're breaking underneath this 200, right? But let's see. Let's see. Funny, I'll just let you type before I go into the next one, because you might have a question on euro pound. Oh, you stop typing. Okay, I'll go into the Aussie yen was one of them. Can you please look at gold? Yeah, sure. Aussie yen was another one that I've kind of adjusted my level now. I did have a level here in the morning, but when I was kind of doing my additional follow-up, so when I do my scan, when I finish my whole scan, I have my watch list, and I go through my watch list again just to kind of make sure I'm doing things right. And when I was looking at this here, I was looking at, I think, have I got this level correct? We have closed here the last 2 days, but have we really got this level correct? Do I like this, the fact that we're wicking into it? Probably not. I mean, I like this, you know, from here. Sorry, I moved my level a bit down here. So I had it from around here. I like this area. This was good. A bit of mess, possible little complex in here, pushing on. This was nice, but I just didn't think the level was the right area to take it out from. So I'm moving my level up here for potential Aussie yen to the upside, but again, I would consider this our initial structure, so it would need to come back down and give us a reload, pullback, etc., creating that pullback, V-reversal accumulation before movement to the upside. So I think I got that slightly wrong, but it's okay because we're not taking the trade. 4 hour looked decent as well. It does seem to be breaking through. Again, this 4 hour has not closed. So if we consider this our V reversal, if we come back from here, which it may not do depending on London Open, what will happen there for potential breakout in that 4 hour, that would obviously be a little bit better with how that daily does look. So Aussie yen, potential movement to the upside. And finally, the Nikkei 225. This again is good. I don't mind this. What I don't want to happen is for this to break through now. I like the fact we've got our head and shoulders here, V reversal coming through. If we get some accumulation, a slight reload, keep that 200 coming down. You know, if it's accumulation, so our breakout is above that 200 on that 20. I would like that trade. You know, as I said, I know a lot of people are thinking about negativity in the markets. I mean, like I said yesterday, I just have a feeling it may be done. It may be done or certainly close to being done. We've got our confluence here with our and by the way, that's not talking about the Russia-Ukraine situation. That's purely talking from a technical point of view of what I'm seeing in the SPX. So nothing to do with Russia-Ukraine there. Hammer bar here, outside bullish engulfer, certainly a bullish engulfer, gives me a little bit of confluence for this counter trend trade. So it is obviously counter trend, but we do have a little bit of confluence there for our buy kind of order if we do get it in. So JP225, don't want it to break. Need a little bit more for me to take that trade to the upside. Okay, so Euro Pound I did. Martin, did you have a question? I can't remember if you put a question in. Oh yeah, I talked about the freeze, right? So I did talk about the freeze. Silver's asked for extension as well. I think that would be a good idea. I don't know. Okay, I think I answered your question there. Euro yen 30 minute. That looks pretty good. Omar. That's good. I like that. So if this comes up and breaks through here, you could call that an ABC, right? But if you remember, we don't want the range of our second structure to be bigger than the range of our first structure. So this would be like this, where the range here is a bit larger than this. The only way that could change is if you're getting your potential ABC. If that ABC turns into a head and shoulders, sorry guys, there's people outside, then you could take your context from there. Anyway, from what we're looking at now, this looks okay. So let's go to Euro Yen. I've just realized you didn't see any of that. Sorry. You were just looking at my screen there. Sorry, Omar. 1 second. What I just said, right, I'll go through it again. So as if this turned into a potential ABC if it does break through, we couldn't take that as a context, or I couldn't take that as a context, because the range of this pattern is smaller than the range of our second structure, okay? What would need to happen then if this does break through would be turning into that head and shoulders where we take the context from here. That was just what I was explaining. But that looks good. So Euro Yen. Yeah, no worries, Maren. Euro Yen to the downside on the 30 minute. Yeah. I like that, Omar. It's a good area. The daily's a wee bit messy, but you know, it's going to be messy right now. The only thing I worry about, I mean, that the daily is the only thing I worry about. But would we expect it, just from your idea, would we expect it to get down here? Then possibly, yeah. These support areas are kind of like magnets. But where are we respecting here? Or are we going to come back down to here? You know, or have we moved quite extensively from here where we need a pullback? But then we've got days within this that is you know, certainly bullish price action. Yesterday supports your supports your idea of selling the euro yen. I like the idea of selling the euro yen. I know the stock market is pushing on a little bit, but I still like the idea of obviously right now buying that yen. Yeah, I don't mind that, Omar. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Aussie yen a bit higher. Yeah, so I just modified it a little bit, Omar. I'm probably in agreement with you, right? Yeah. Yeah, agree with that. USD Mexican daily sell. At that area, yeah, I had that. I mean, I was looking at that USD Mexican for ages. Was trying to get on board with it. Couldn't get on board with it, and then obviously, I mean, you can't really predict what happened last week, but then this happened, so thankfully I wasn't on board with it. This is good. This is good. If we do get this, then yeah. Again, from a technical perspective, we've not broken these highs of the second structure from our V reversal, second V reversal. We're not broken it. If we get another one in here, it would make sense. We'd be underneath those moving averages, ready to move. Yeah, I would have another pop at that. Absolutely, USD Mexican to the downside, from what the technicals are telling us. So yeah, I agree with USD Mexican as well, Omar. Yep, and CAD yen. CAD yen, that looks pretty good as well. 30-minute. The bloody CAD, Omar. If you don't know, I'm not a fan of the CAD, but excuse me, guys. That's that context is clean, though, Omar. It's clean, yep. I like that. Corrective. This is good. That's good. That's nice. 4 hour. Let me zoom out. Get up to this key area here. Confluence, very similar confluence with the 225, right? Which you probably would expect. It's not bad as well, you know. Yeah, Omar, I like that. I like that as well. I like that as well. I do. I actually do like that. Why did it have to be in the CAD? Euro yen. Yeah, Omar, I like those ideas, mate. I like those ideas. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Martin, send a picture through. Send a picture through. I do. I like that CAD yen, you know. God, it always just always tempts me in, this CAD, doesn't it? Have a look at the weekly. I mean, the weekly's all right. Look, I think if that breaks out, obviously for me, 30-minute, 1 hour, be a breakout retest, which I might not get, but there's yeah, I like the idea. I like the idea. USD CAD again. No worries. I like USD CAD. USD CAD is the only exception now. My back testing is fine on that. USD CAD. I mean, we thought this looked okay. Well, actually, we said here. Actually, who's in the room? Is Darren in the room? We talked about this USD CAD, right? How this price action wasn't that nice. Maybe turning into a complex would be better for movement to the upside. So that's why I talk about this initial structure here. Even though the daily was good, I remember saying the daily was good, Darren. I'm not pulling back on that, but I did say that this price action I didn't quite like. And you often kind of see it fall off when we do get this on a retest. right? So this is more of a V reversal, unless, as I said, it turns into a complex for movement to the upside. So USD Cad, we're at a major level here that we've respected quite a lot. You're expecting probably some buyers to come in at this area. You have to remember, markets are made up of people. What's happened the last few times? It's come up to this area here. However, the difference is now we've broken through. Okay, we come back down. We've kind of respected this area. So what do I think? What do I think on USD CAD? I think the daily looks a lot more bearish now. So I wouldn't be one for saying this is going to continue in the range. I wouldn't be one for saying to come up here. I would say bit of reaction here and then possibly continuation, purely because of how that daily looks. So that's what's changed my mind, right? These last 2 days are clearly bearish. You know, oil's obviously is a beneficiary of what's happening, getting up to around $100 a barrel. We're seeing some potential DXY weakness. But as I said, I think, yeah, a bit of reaction, looking for a reason to sell the USD CAD. You know, maybe even a pullback if it fits your strategy or something like that would make sense to me. USD CAD. Yeah. You also like the CAD yen on the daily. Yeah, I think the CAD, I think it's nice. I do think it's nice. I think the CAD yen on the daily is nice. There's certainly confluence there, right? There's certainly confluence on that daily. You want to call this a larger here, potentially. ABC. ABC. Tag that 200. Hammer bar outside bullish engulfer. Inside bar. Might get a bit of reaction here. But yeah, I agree. I agree, Omar. I took this trade last night, applied my view reversal strategy. Now the trade has completed the 2-to-1. Okay, good, excellent. And I'm looking at reason to enter again on it. I just feel like I got lucky instead of proper trading. Don't know why. I'm right now waiting on a retest of 728 to see if it becomes support. Aussie dollar, US dollar. So you've got 2-to-1 on it, right? So where did you enter? Did you enter here? Oh, no, sorry. You've entered here. So explain to me why. That sounds bad. Explain to me why. Why did you enter the trade, Martin? Just so I'm aware. What was your reason to enter the trade? Because the V reversal, I can't see a V reversal there. You know, your V reversal would be here, including that gap. That would still be valid. Right there would be valid for me. Unless you are looking, where are you looking? I can't see your V reversal, Martin. You still here? Yeah. I'll just let you type. Let me have a look at it. Aussie dollar getting up to this resistance zone now. 200 in the way. You've kind of got, I mean, if this comes back, it would be a potential setup for me here. Push to the upside. I'm recording this, right? Yeah, I'm recording it. I'll just let you finish typing, Martin. Anybody, anything else you guys want me to look at after I finish with Martin? On that big green candle, I set my alarm and wait for confirmation. Enter the market on the green candle. After the red one, I feel like I got in after we talked about yesterday about filling in the gaps. Okay. Let me go back to your chart. Okay. So you're looking for a reason to enter on it again. Well, for me, if you look at the Aussie dollar now, it's great that you got 2-to-1, okay? So look at where we are on the daily. We're expecting a potential reaction. We do have that 200 as well. So in terms of you're looking to get in on it again, I mean, it wouldn't be here, right? Your move has been done. This could go on, but I don't think it's going to go on to the extent as we've seen probably here. Although markets can move out with this right now. Certainly if some positive news comes out of Russia and Ukraine situation, the Aussie dollar should, Aussie Kiwi should absolutely motor. But I think if you're looking for a reason to get in, I mean, here's your V reversal as well on the 4 hour, right? So, but I think it would need a little bit of pullback, 20 period catch up before getting in again. I agree with getting in again if we get a context, but I wouldn't be comfortable buying it where it is right now. So taking a 2-to-1, I mean, a 2-to-1 right now, money off the table, is a good thing with how the markets are. So I would just wait for a bit more higher time frame confluence before going in again. Does that make sense, Martin? That makes sense. But 2-to-1, well done. But I think, but in terms of your V reversal, personally, Martin, again, this is just from a personal point of view. You probably, you're looking at V reversals more. For me, it's not confirmed until we break above there. And obviously, for me, I need a little bit of a pullback before taking it. But again, if you have a strategy that works, it doesn't matter what I say. So there you go. Last CAD yen, I promise. No worries, Omar. That's what we're here for. Would you consider that level valid for you as different for yours? CAD yen. CAD yen. Have we got a different level? I've got the level there. B wave, no? Hold on, let me just see here. You're taking it from here, right? Yeah, that level's, yeah, absolutely, Omar. That level would be valid for me. I would be taking it, personally, I would be taking it from here. I think a more aggressive entry, because remember, if we consider this, and this for me is, if we consider this an ABC, it's an opportunity to get in on a break for me, a break of B wave. Right, so that's what I would be personally looking for right now. But I'm just thinking about here. I would probably, because it's a little bit messy, right, Omar? I know you could be just extending your area, right? But it's a little bit messy here. So personally, I would be looking at the closes here, and I'll be taking my level there. That's where I'll be taking my level. I know we've got some wicks to the upside, right? But it seems with the closes, with this tag here, that this is where we're respecting right now. So that's personally how I would do it. You could do this, and you could put in your area B wave. I think certainly doing that is certainly beneficial. Certainly. On this 4 hour, you can get a bit more aggressive entries, but yeah, that's where I'd be taking my levels. But if we didn't have an ABC here, I wouldn't be putting my area in. It's only when I see a B wave that I put my area in there, just because I know how powerful. Oh, my hair is all messed up. Just because I know how powerful a break of B wave is. That makes sense. So yes, it's valid, basically. Omar, it's valid. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's it, Martin. Absolutely. Your viewers are a bit more extreme, but they're working good. That's all that matters. You take a concept and you modify it to how you like it, and if they work, they work. That's all that matters. If you have your edge, you can trade any way you want. Thankfully you've got a tool that V reversal that we introduced, and you've modified it to your liking. It's the exact same thing with me. My old mentor introduced me to, cut with handles and stuff, and we kind of modified a little bit into how I liked, and that's essentially how it is. So well done. Okay, sorry, funny. Final one was gold. What did you ask me? 1 hour forming a lower low. Okay. One hour forming a lower low on gold. I mean, the sell bias from a technical perspective makes sense here, right? Forming a lower low. Let me see your chart. Dow theory, yep. That would make sense. Remember that it's not confirmed until we break. So that lower low is not confirmed. This one is, but this one isn't from again, a theoretical standpoint until we break above this. Below this. So could be is the right word, yeah. Gold. Let's have a look at the higher time frames. Again, it's just a wee bit messy, isn't it? it's just a wee bit messy. My bias would be breaking out of this wedging structure just from here for movement to the downside. Do I think gold should be falling? No, I don't think gold should be falling right now at all. It's a little bit messy on this daily. A little bit messy on the daily. Hard to kind of give a bias on these higher time frame, or certainly on that daily chart. This is clearly not nice, but we can kind of understand what day it came on. So, gold, key areas. I mean, a break underneath there, a break above here. To be honest, I don't think it's very nice. I don't think it's very nice. But yeah, you could be right. Forming a lower low, although some people would do this. I don't massively like that because it's not a valid trend line. I don't really know, Fonny. I don't really know. That's what I would probably do. But I wouldn't be surprised if it pushed on. It's not something I can get my head around. Fonny, I couldn't give you a clear bias of where I think gold should be going. 4-hour chart looks down. Fundamentally, in my head, gold should be moving up. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. So there you go. Yeah. So the low is not confirmed until you break through the previous structure, right? So with Dow theory, again we go through Dow theory. I'll just go through this in case people don't know. This lower, technically, remember sometimes I do move my stop here depending on anchors and stuff. This lower high on an uptrend is not confirmed until we break above here. So at this area, then you can say, right, our swing is confirmed. Yeah. Yeah, I would be keeping my time unless you have a strategy that gets you in on gold for something in there. But for the way I look at it, sitting on the fence. When you get a huge wick like that one, how does that affect your strategy and areas? You consider them or go by the bodies only? It's a good question. So I would what I kind of try to do is forget about this wick. You know, I do try and forget about it and look at the body closes because, okay, I'll give you an example, Martin. If I have, let's say I have okay, you like the V reversal. Let's say we have a V reversal, okay? And at this point in time, we have news and we get a big wick like this, right there. Okay, let's say we replicate this, a big whip. Someone's at my door. And then we come back and get everything we want. Yeah, okay, I disregard it, okay? So for me, I disregard it. If it's part of the pattern, I understand that these stuff can happen. I am interested in the closes, but I would disregard this and I would disregard that. You know, for me, keep things simple and just understand that that's the volatility that comes with sometimes news and sometimes with what we're doing right now. That's my. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll just tell the guy at my door. Gone. He's not there anymore. But yeah, that's what I would do, Martin. That's what I personally would do. Right. Anything else, guys? Anything else you want me to look at? Good stream today. As I said, for me, I'm freezing my account. I'm not expecting many trades, but I do like that CAD yen. I do like that CAD yen, Omar said. I might actually watch that. I might watch that and see what happens. Anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, Darren. Yeah. So Glenn obviously is stepped down from his kind of mentoring stuff. Nothing bad, nothing whatever. He just kind of wants to. He's been doing this for quite some time, not just with RTFX, with previous jobs, and he just kind of wanted to go and focus on his own personal trading for a while. So he said to me, like, he loves streaming for the community, for everything, but he just kind of wanted to go and focus on his own trading and himself for the next little while, which I said, absolutely fine going. So we will, I'm looking for someone to take that US spot. Obviously, they have to be the right person. I'm not going to employ a Mamba FX or anyone like that. So I'm going to look for someone who can take that US session spot for now. He may come back in the future. I said there's always a position here welcome for you in the future if he does want to come back. But right now he's Just says he wants to go and focus on himself, which I completely respect and understand. So yeah, we will have someone new coming in. I need to find them first over that US session, but yeah, that's essentially what it is. That's essentially what it is. So there was no fighting in the background or anything like that. It's yeah, I respect his decision, and yeah, we might see him back one day. All right, guys, have a great day. Remember, 50K FTMO on Friday. If you want to win it, get me an email, send me a message. You have to be a full member. If you've entered before, enter again. If you've won before, enter again. You can win again. Okay? No problem, mate. No problem. No problem, guys. Have a great day and trade safe. Cheers. Peace.